Will there be a relic to remove armor in Cursed? No.
This makes zero sense. Actually makes zero sense. If it's supposed to be a harder, more difficult mode, why should there not be an option to disable armor?
But then in the eyes of the community follow up to say that, yeah, there is no way to disable the armor plating system within the cursed mode. And a lot of people see this as a massive L.
Oh, this is a big question. Please. Please say yes.
Cursed. No.
Fuck! Fuck! No! Fuck! No! You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Treyarch's huge mistake on Black Ops 7 Zombies. So Treyarch once again are taking W's with the communication we have been getting from them on social media, especially with their most recent dev talk for Zombies on Black Ops 7. But there is one huge mistake that I think Treyarch have really made with Black Ops 7 Zombies after this dev talk that has left a lot of people really disappointed, but this mistake can be changed. But aside from that, let's hop right into the video discussing the W's and L's of the Zombies dev talk.
Are we getting a unique Zombies HUD this year? There is a unique HUD theme coming to Zombies at launch. We're really excited to have that in BO7 and look for some more in the upcoming seasons.
So Treyarch have confirmed we are getting a unique Zombies HUD this year, which is awesome to hear, as the HUD has been a huge issue for a lot of people since Cold War. Now the reason I say Cold War Zombies and not Black Ops 4 is because the Cold War HUD just doesn't look or feel like Zombies, and the same goes for the games that came after Cold War. Black Ops 4, well, it's not the best HUD that we've gotten, it was still a HUD that fit, felt and looked like Zombies. And with Black Ops 7, not only are we getting to customize our HUDs like we did back in Black Ops 6, but we are also getting zombie themed HUDs, to some of which are ones from the past. The main two ones being the HUD from Shadows of Evil and the one we got from the Giant and onwards. But now we're getting a fully fledged Zombies HUD dedicated to the whole of Black Ops 7 Zombies. Not one from multiplayer, not one from the campaign, but one that is only for Zombies, one that looks, feels and fits Zombies this year. So it's a huge W from Treyarch there.
Weapons didn't feel strong enough after round 30 in the beta, so how are we going to address that?
We are looking at the higher rounds, and it's important for us that players are able to continuously play and maintain their ammunition by killing zombies, getting points, buying ammo, and the cycle continues. You didn't have access to your augments in the beta. Day one, you'll have access to anything you've unlocked in BO6. And that's going to be really helpful for maintaining your economy.
Now, this is kind of mixed for me, because in the dev talk video, Mark the Goat explains how weapons felt bad after round 30 because we didn't have augments, which is true and fair, but augments shouldn't be the only thing we should rely on to make weapons strong, in my opinion. If weapons felt weak after round 40 or maybe 50ish, then I would totally understand, but round 30 I think that is a bit too early for weapons to start feeling weak. But in this video, they never really explained what they're going to do to fix the issue. All they said was basically, you never had augments, so that's why your guns fell off. And again, while that is true, augments shouldn't be the only thing that makes weapons strong, so the dev talk didn't really do that critique justice there. But in their tweet to this question, they did state that they are going to buff legendary and PAP 3 damage multipliers along with a buff to PAP'd SMGs for higher rounds at close range, along with fixing a bug that severely reduced penetration damage to enemies from the same bullet, and there will be minor adjustments made that they will detail closer to launch. Now, unless I'm deaf and everything they said in that tweet was also said in the video, I do see this as a W. But after seeing and hearing the dev talk video a couple times now, it sounds like they didn't explain the weapon tuning issue well in the video. But hey, at least they clarified it in a tweet, so it's a W there. I also don't know why they're changing the baton in Black Ops 7 Zombies. I saw no one complain about that personally whatsoever, and I thought it was totally fine, so I don't really know how to feel about that one. It's just random for me.
So for the saw blade trap, we did decide to increase the price just a little bit there. We saw that a lot of players were spending a little bit of essence and almost making that all back. So we're going to bump that up, and we're also going to reduce the attraction on that.
Now, I'm sorry, this one makes no sense to me, and I do not know how anyone can complain about spamming traps. Using them to kill zombies is something that has been a part of Zombies since World at War for Rucked. So why are we complaining that spamming the trap isn't fun? Now, I'm not someone who uses traps a lot when I'm mostly playing zombies, but I do appreciate them, and on the rare occasions where I do go for high rounds, I am always going to use the traps. Treyarch will be nerfing the attraction zombies get to the trap, along with changing the price to the trap, which in my opinion, I think is an absolute L. So I really hope Treyarch keep the trap the way it is. I highly doubt it, but a man can pray. I also hope they don't change it, because high rounds right now, a lot of people hated in Black Ops 6 zombies. So if Black Ops 7 zombies actually having an improvement on high rounds, maybe just a little, especially with how the trap was during the beta, it's sad to see that it is getting nerfed. So to me, it is an L, unfortunately.
Why was the Doppelgast in the beta? So we want to make sure that each survival map kind of has its own identity, and we thought that at round 40, it's high enough rounds to kind of add in a little bit of variety to kind of spice up the loop there. We thought that the Doppelgast is a great kind of intermediate between the Zersa and the normal zombies and the Ravagers. But that's going to be something like each survival map will kind of have its own unique identity. Don't expect the Doppelgast to be in every survival map. This might be the only survival map it's in.
Kevin stated in the dev talk that himself and the team want the survival maps to have its own identity, and by round 40 they want to kind of spice things up a bit by basically throwing in a Doppelgast. No, just no. This should not be happening. My biggest problem with the beta was the Doppelgast, and the fact that this is their reasoning for bringing and keeping in the Doppelgast is disappointing. The Zersa and the Ravagers should be the only thing we go up against, nothing else. I would have been fine with this if the Doppelgast only appeared in Citadel Day more, and then it just randomly appeared in Farm on Farm, but the Doppelgast, excluding Shard Vale here because it only appears during Easter egg steps, appears on the Tomb, Citadel and Reckoning, and out of all the maps, the Reckoning was the map that made the least amount of sense for the Doppelgast to be there. Now, from what it sounds like, the Doppelgast will only be on survival maps, and hell, might even only be on farm, and honestly, I can live with that, as I personally will be playing a lot of the survival maps, but still, this is still a massive L, and this is an enemy that is being reused in half the maps in Black Ops 6, just to be reused again in a new game. So I'm sorry, but Treyarch, this is still the biggest L so far.
Is every special and elite enemy from Black Ops 6 coming to Black Ops 7? No. So for the most part, the enemies from Black Ops 6 aren't coming over. In general, like the evolutionary chain from Black Ops 6, so Parasite, Vermin, and Amalgam are not coming to Black Ops 7.
No manglers.
Now, this is a good sign that we have gone 100% confirmation that Parasites, Vermin, Amalgams and Manglers will not be in Black Ops 7 Zombies, which is awesome to hear. But I hope this means that they don't add in Uberklaus either, as from what it looks like from a little snippet we got teaser from a Call of Duty YouTube short on Ashes of the Damned, it looks like Uberklaus will be returning, and like the Doppelgast, if that happens, it will be very disappointing, as like I mentioned in my last video talking about the biggest disappointment in Black Ops 7 Zombies, talking about this topic specifically on reusing enemies, whether you like the Reckoning or not, one of the best things, if not the best thing about Reckoning is the Uberklaus special enemy. And for him to be in Ashes of the Damned, that just takes the special and great uniqueness Reckoning had. So Treyarch, please do not add in the Uberklaus, I beg. Along with that, I hope they do not use this as an excuse to just reuse the enemies that are already in Black Ops 7 Zombies, like the Ravagers and the Zersas. Please, Treyarch, we want unique enemies every map, not ones from previous maps. Please. All around, the main point of this topic being the Parasites, Vermin, Amalgams and Manglers not returning is a W.
Tell us more about Cursed. I would love to tell you more about Cursed, but the mode is inherently built to be about discovery and letting the community figure out what is all in there. So we're trying to kind of strike that balance of letting you know the general shape of the mode. It's a harder, more advanced mode. And once you're in there, you have the classic point system, no mini map, you start with a pistol, but besides that, there's other attributes that change, like ammo costs and things like that, but what you're doing in there is you're trying to find these relics, and each relic is this additional difficulty modifier. So you find that, you unlock it permanently, and you can activate relics and make the mode even harder, but by doing so, you'll also unlock additional rewards. And the first reward is once you hit kind of tier 1, is golden armor now becomes available in Cursed as a wall buy.
Now, once again, I feel very mixed on this cause. On one hand, Treyarch are keeping as much things about Cursed secretive as much as possible, which I am happy about it, as it allows us to explore this mix of a classic and hardcore mode and what it has in store for us. But there are a lot of things that I wish we would have some clarification on, and we did during this TED Talk, which was good, but not all of it is what we wanted.
Can we get Cursed at launch without having to unlock it? So we know there's a lot of discussion about this, and we totally understand that players want to experience this version of zombies. So what we're gonna do is unlock Cursed as soon as someone out in the world completes the main quest in Ashes of the Damned. We'll make sure that everyone's able to go into that mode once that main quest has been solved.
No pressure.
As to unlock Cursed mode, the moment one person or one squad in the world completes the main Easter egg in Ashes of the Damned, Cursed mode will be unlocked for everyone. And I think this is a huge W, as it reminds me of how the community challenges worked back in Black Ops 3 multiplayer.
Will there be a relic to remove armor in Cursed? No. You really need armor to survive these high rounds. It's a harsh world out there. Without armor, you die pretty quickly. So we do have an augment for Vulture Aid that will automatically replay an armor piece for you when you pick it up. But also, there's golden armor, which you can get after you upgrade to the 3 plates.
You're gonna need golden armor in Cursed. It's a really challenging mode. When you start stacking those relics at higher tiers, it's essential.
Now, here comes the biggest issue and the main point in this video. There is no relic to remove armor in Cursed. This is dumb. Cursed from Treyarch has been officially labelled as a hardcore mode, not a classic mode, but I still feel like it should be treated as a classic mode whilst also still treating it as a hardcore mode, as yes, the relics are made for the game to be harder, but these relics at the start of Cursed, we do have classic mechanics returning, like starting with a pistol and the classic point system, and 2 relics allowing you to have a 4 perk limit and have no ammo boxes. But again, Treyarch's main focus of Cursed is for it to be a hardcore mode, a much higher difficulty zombies mode. So why are we not getting a relic that removes armor? Now, I get why they have armor in there. In fact, one of the rewards in Cursed is for the player to have golden armor, which I am totally fine with, as that is something unique to zombies, especially the armor plates design having not only golden all over it, but a Mr. Peaks design on it as well. But the reason why there isn't a relic to remove armor is because it's too hard, which I understand, because if you play Modern Zombies and got to round 100 with Jug but with no armor, you're getting at least a 2-hit down, and that is awful. So what Treyarch should be doing is changing the damage scaling, and I truly believe if they change that, armor has a really good chance to be gone. So yes, while I do agree and understand why armor isn't Cursed, again, Treyarch, respectfully, you guys are marketing and stating Cursed as a hard mode, which is fine, but if it's a hard mode and relics make the mode more harder, wouldn't adding in a relic to remove armor make sense for Cursed mode, as that would make the mode harder? I just don't understand why that wouldn't be a relic. And again, we are not asking this to be a default option, we're asking this to be a relic, something that we can turn on and off, which is what you can do with the relics whenever we want. So having no relic that removes armor in Cursed makes no sense at all, but this can be changed. Treyarch did state earlier this year that more relics would be added later in this year in this game's life cycle as DLC, which is great. So Treyarch can still have a chance to add a relic which removes armor, and I really hope they do. And Treyarch, if you're worried Cursed mode is going to be too hard with no armor, here is some proof of one of my good friends, Clippy IDK. He got to round 69 with no armor, no perks, no gobgums, and no pack punch. And yes, well, that is difficult. Isn't that the whole point of Cursed, for it to be harder? A more difficult mode of zombies, like you stated so many times? I really do hope Treyarch down the line do add a relic where you can remove armor, as that would make a lot of people happy. All around, this is an L in my opinion, especially when you could just turn on and off certain relics.
Can we get some legacy weapons in BO7 zombies, like the Olympia and PPSH 41? We've seen the discussion about this, and we are looking into how this might be doable. but no promises.
Now this one, in my opinion, is a W, as I'm glad Treyarch didn't do a full carry forward with Black Ops 7 Zombies, but a lot of people still want to use certain weapons from Black Ops 6 Zombies in Black Ops 7 Zombies, and I personally would be okay with some weapons from Black Ops 6 returning, just not all of them. The main ones talked about throughout this video and the dev talk is the Olympia and the PPSH. Treyarch did state they are looking into how to add these weapons, but no promises. So there is a chance they could add those two weapons, but don't expect it. All around, if they add in those two weapons specifically, and hell, maybe even make the map unique weapons too, that would be awesome. I just hope they don't use this as a chance to add in all the Black Ops 6 weapons in BO7, as I personally do not want all of them to be in BO7, but the PPSH and Olympia I personally would be okay with.
What was the highest round someone reached during the beta? It was 617, which is an impressive number given the time that players had to play Van Dorn Farm. So congratulations.
Now, I am glad Treyarch, to an extent, are acknowledging the community's great feats when it comes to getting to the highest round during the Black Ops 7 beta, but what I think was a huge L was them not shouting out Decal, the man who got to round 617. I just think it would have been nice if Treyarch just gave the guy a shout out, but they didn't, and I personally think that is disappointing, so I'm sorry, but that is an L to not shout Decal. So Treyarch, please make a tweet shouting out the man. I mean, that's a great feat, especially when we don't have any augments. And by the way, shout out to Decal for getting to round 617 during the beta, because that itself is a W.
Will there be a super Easter egg in Black Ops 7? A super Easter egg is something that we care a lot about, we know the community cares a lot about, and we want to do it right. So it's something we're looking into for Black Ops 7. This being a continuation from 6 to 7, it makes a lot of sense, if we're going to do one, to have it at the end of this year.
Thanks for the feedback during the beta. We love the passion from the community.
We want to keep things as much of a secret as we can for zombies, but we will have more details coming soon as we head towards launch. See you then.
See you then.
Now, it is confirmed that Black Ops 6 is not getting a super Easter egg, which I'm glad they clarified, but it is still disappointing. But I am glad that Treyarch are aware of the super Easter egg, and it is something that they are passionate about, and it is something they want to get right, and from what Kevin Drew has stated, we're most likely to get one at the end of Black Ops 7 Zombies' lifecycle. But I won't believe it till I see it personally, but from what we heard, and if we do indeed get a super Easter egg, that's a W. All around, most of the things that I've heard within this dev talk are mostly good. There's a couple of mixed things I feel about, but the biggest L is at the fact that for a game mode being cursed that is marketed and being officially stated as a hardcore mode, having the option to not have on armor or not in that mode is disappointing, especially when, if it was a relic, we could just turn on armor or turn it off. Like, it makes no sense to me at all. But aside from that, let me know what you guys think of the dev talk in the comment section down below. Do you guys think Treyarch cooked? Do you guys think they didn't? And we'll hopefully get a full-on blog post like they did with Black Ops 6 Zombies just before the game launched, discussing all the things that they've changed from the community's feedback. But anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you within the next video or live stream. And goodbye!